In progress.
Let's say if you're a family of two and you're earning 20% AMI, your income limit to be able to apply for one of these units is 16,680. But in turn, if we're talking about one of the higher brackets, like the 80% or the 140% AMI, so let's look at the 140%. That income limit for a household of two people at the 140% bracket is 1,600,000. So 116,760. So that's kind of how in affordable housing projects or affordable and workforce, you kind of cater to a broad audience because you kind of want different members of the community to kind of come together and be able to afford to live in your residential community.
Different financial brackets.
Right. So just to quickly finish off.
I'm just curious, how often does that change?
On an annual basis. Right. And that change is communicated strongly to the affordable housing community through the Florida Housing Finance Corporation, which is basically the state of Florida's affordable housing finance bank, you can think of it, because they receive money from the state of Florida, also from the federal government, and their sole job is to recycle out those funds and run them out to developers who apply for their RFPs and stuff. But every year this is actually going to get released a new AMI limits for 2026 in the next coming weeks, 2 to 3 weeks by the state of Florida.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that the reason why they're able to bring those numbers down so low is because Tampa Housing Authority is coming in with that voucher program, and that means really low-income people are able to get part of this project. So it's a joint project with Tampa Housing Authority and the related group, and that's how we're able to bring those numbers down so low.
Thank you for mentioning that, Mr. Adams, because actually, yeah, you're right. There's 58 units at the 20% AMR are specifically the ones that are going to have the project-based vouchers with the Tampa Housing Authority. That's a great segment. Okay. So as part of this phase, we're also going to have the Workforce Screening Center in partnership with the West Tampa CDC, East Tampa CDC, which I don't know if you want to maybe introduce yourself, Mr. Randolph, for those.
Yeah, just quickly, my name is Michael Randolph, and I'm with the West Tampa Community Development Corporation. We have the vice chair here, Joe Robinson, everybody know him. We're really benefiting from this deal by way of the Community Benefit Center, because what we bring into West Tampa is a technology, wealth building, and job creation center. That means we're going to be creating businesses and jobs as well. It's so important that we do this, because if the only thing you're doing development and you're not doing anything to lift up the people, well, the people leave. That's our strategy to make sure everybody stays and this become an inclusive project for everybody. Thank you very much.
Just to keep going, this is, there's no better, this is a really good justice kind of actual safe construction, because on your way over here as a drive, it's a little bit more further along now than these pictures are about a week or two old. So just to talk about current state of phase 3A, right now the tower is about 33% complete, the garage is about 52% complete. They're actually beginning on the 10-foot concrete pour tomorrow early morning. I don't know if you want to say a little bit, but actually about to the 11th floor.
And yes, it takes me for the roof slab. It has to be up to the roof by 2026. So that's always a celebrating thing because it's sort of someone out of the concrete business, they have to finish the building. So that to June 26th is a great milestone for us.
Do you want to do this?
So our community benefits, a data update that we have with the city of Tampa. We have basically goals or commitments for local workers. Which right now we're at 23% of our workers on site are from the local area residents. So how do we verify that? Well, speaking of the real wage project, all the subcontractors have to submit certified payroll. That's get signed by certified accountant. And we check those certified payrolls with the people on site. So contracted with minority business owners, contracting companies. Right now, we're at approximately 50% of the contracts, of our contract value, 50% by minority business owners. And we're working on, multiple more contracts, subcontracts to increase that number with a lot of local subcontractors.
Do you know what percent of that 50% is actually coming from West Tampa? Or is this a total number, or is it just West Tampa? What does that number look like in terms of West Tampa?
That number, 50% number, is, so of businesses, of actual subcontractors on site. That's for this one project, over 3 acres. So right now, 50% of our contract value built the project, as of right now, is contracted to subcontractors that are city of Tampa minority business owners.
Yeah, but of that percent, do you know what percent are coming from West Tampa, residents coming from West Tampa? You don't have those numbers, that's okay. You can always get back with me.
I don't know.
We don't, I mean, we could try to,
I mean, I can find out everything off the top of my head.
Okay.
Okay, so there's several ways. There's City of Tampa has a registry of minority businesses. We have that. We engaged a local minority business company to help us with our pre-construction efforts. We have a long list of their minority company, general contractor. They have a long list of minority business owners. We have a website so people can see that. So we put our invitation to bid out. We get as many local minority businesses that we get feedback on from particular Tampa Housing Authority, gave us their list of vendors that they use that minority business owners. So through those different resources, we want to search for.
we're also going to come back to that because that's a great point, and one of the other reasons why we're obviously very happy to be here and kind of restart and kick off community meetings, because we think this is a really good way to also help spread the word, or people here that are not necessarily yourselves, but you might know them. So the last slide we're going to talk a little bit more about how to proceed, how to get back into the invitation to bid for the next phase. That's really pretty cool.
Yes, so like opportunities are not taxed just because there's one building under construction. There's multiple buildings.
So just to talk about, I guess, the future phases. This phase is phase 4. It's currently in pre-development. It's going to be 230 musical units. The AMI breakdown is up above, but it has to be 5 units at 20%. Basically, the range is from 20% of the AMI to 120% of the AMI. For this phase itself, also, we're very happy to, as Mr. Randolph kind of mentioned before, to work in partnership with the Tampa Housing Authority, because we're also happy to report that we're going to have project-based vouchers on this phase as well. It's also
This is the next one under construction.
correct. It's currently in the pre-development phase. We're actually working closely with the Tampa Housing Authority, with the City of Tampa, the Housing Department, so that we can try to get to a closing in mid-May or at the end of May. And fingers crossed we'll get there, and then construction will begin in June, July, and summer is what we're projecting. And as part of this phase, we're going to have for retail. There's going to be green space, a fitness path. We're going to continue on to use our server walk, and we're also going to help you the monthly center as part of this current phase. And then just to get to kind of actually that question at the end about how we can kind of get plugged in. So for the next phase, we're very happy to invite you all, or just interested selves, in the way to kind of receive the ITP packages by emailing the colleagues here, Divyashu, or did for sure, and Annabelle. If you guys want to take a picture, I'm also happy to kind of, I guess, get you in touch, or if you want to email me, I can give you your email addresses. But their intent is to circulate an invitation to bid package in early May. Follow up with them, or you can also follow up with myself.
hard one right here. Again, after this starts, we're gonna go across the street, and let's make sure we start.
Joey, I think it was the master plan.
Yeah, you're right. So, right, so this is what's under construction here. This is the one that's starting next on Oregon. And all this green area goes with this. So this will be all high skate, wheel skate, green area as well. Then we go across the street here, work at this site. And almost simultaneously, or not there long after, we'll start the town construction around the perimeter. Or road, that will basically cap off the master plan.
Everyone, that's really it for us tonight, but we're very happy to.
Can I just jump in real quick? Because unlike most projects, this project right here, when it comes to minority businesses, is unlike any in the country. The percentages of minority benefits, minority businesses, both female as well as minority business, will benefit from this program. It's the largest percent that I've seen around the country, in addition to the training center. So this is what public-private relationships look like when the community wins.
So this is a 7-phase project? Is it 7, how many total phases is this one that they do?
Just 4 phases.
4 phases?
Yeah, it's right now this is phase 3A.
This one's called phase 1 is under construction now, phase 2 is that one, phase 3 is that one, and then phase 4 is on the perimeter townhouse. Correct.
How long is that gonna take to build that?
For which one?
The whole site?
So, you know, how do again, you apply for the money, you get approved for the money.
I know, how long was it? I was
So,
10 years.
so, that takes time. So, we're looking at, I mean, so we should have everything done. Yes. 2030.
Well, I figured.
That's, 2030 sounds really scary, doesn't it? Like, I hate going past it. 2030 is like sci-fi.
We're a huge corporation. You build things, tall buildings all over campus and all over places. And it hasn't taken me 5 years to get started. Now you're telling us we have another 13 years, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. When you're doing one
For
building.
all.
Why aren't you doing more than one building?
So we will-
Dragging on and dragging on.
So, and like we said, for the second building, that will start May to June. That will start construction. Then, probably, well, that project, it's a 100-story building. This has a, you know, it doesn't have a parking garage, so let's just say a 100-story building is 16 to 18 months. Well, that's under construction, we'll start the next phase. While that's under construction, we'll right about the same time that starts, we'll be starting the town rooms. Very rarely you see every single building at one time. on the project.
You got a sign up list for everybody living in that?
Yeah, we had something going.
We have a bid for some.
I think I signed it. Yeah. You guys could just sign in before you leave, but I just want to go back to your question, and just to add on a little bit of what Tom was saying. The construction part itself does take time, 18, 24 months, but I think maybe kind of what's hard, maybe just for the general member of the public to kind of also appreciate, just because it's the part that's like not really talked about, it's kind of really behind the scenes. It can take a while also just to line up the pre-development process, because a lot of our projects here, we're actually working with the Tampa Housing Authority, it's not easy to kind of just like herd 100 people to kind of close on the financing before you even get to the construction process. So that's also why these exactly he's been taking a little bit.
If it wasn't an affordable housing project, that's different. So related, my first 5 years were related, I took 4 50-story condominiums in Miami. 1, 2, 3, 4, all going at one time. You know, finishing, 7 or 8 months staggered. We're talking 50-story buildings, all in one spot. Because it was private. Basically, bank came, they gave us a loan, we started construction. They gave us a loan, started construction. They gave us a loan, started construction. This process is way
Is, phase 4 includes the Inno Pay Center?
Yeah, it includes the Inland Consider as far as we're gonna help paint the exterior, but that's all it includes. We're not gonna develop over it, we're just painting on the exterior.
So it'll still be available for kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more like an improvement on the outside, just so
It's going to be a lot more than paint, you know, since paint, because look, you got it. Paint's not good.
Correct.
We'll do that. No problem, take care of it.
Well, let me add that the West Tampa CRA-CAC Community Advisory Committee, we're looking at putting some money in this place. We put money into South Seniors Park, 1.3 million. We done put 4 million in Knockway Park, built a brand new, we had a death over there last week. Brand new Ray Park, including $1 million outside with the lights, T-gold sidewalks, all of that. Because the city don't have it in their general fund, and we also have targeted this place because it's got populism. But also, we would like to have our meetings here if it had the adequate acoustics in it. And we're not going anywhere. We don't sunset like East Tampa 2034. Our CRA sunsets in 2043. So we're going to be around here now, because I'm around here now. So that's what we're looking at. As far as the community benefit agreement, only required related to paint outside. We already do that. But there are also some other projects going on that really ain't got nothing to do with it. And you see all those trailers over there in that parking lot, that's the West Riverwalk or the West Building. They're the ones that came through and tore up the street because they didn't have West Riverwalk's gonna come right through there, and there's gonna be major work on Rome Avenue. You're not gonna know what Rome Avenue is. If you go down on the south part of Rome now, towards Kennedy, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's having a complete makeover all the way up here to Columbus Drive. We have ribbon cutting over here under the bridge, with the man the other day over by the other side of the road. But you're gonna be able to come across, and you're gonna come right through it. In addition to that, Ms. Jones, one of our committee members, raise your hand, Ms. Jones, she is very interested about the Soul Walk. I know you may have heard about the Soul Walk. They have a book that tried to steal my recipe for great honey beans. I told them not to put it in the book. But they have a book, and we're trying to make sure that there's going to be individual stopping locations that are identified. Why? If you look up on that board, there's what major thing up there. It's called Cultural Center. That Cultural Center is going to be, I think it's 19,000 square feet, and it's going to have programming. And in the community benefit agreement, this is the organizations that are going to help the program. One of the owners of Related is the Curry, is a big, collector art, because there's always art and a related project. You're never not going to have art and a related project. Just look across the street what they're doing in West River. But that's got to be programmed. That's going to be space for the community to utilize. This will be space where we're sitting at when it gets done. This is going to have to be dealt with as well. And the river walk is going to have to connect, because the whole idea is connectivity and exercise and, tying the downtown Orangeburg and getting all this integrated where you can go from one side to the other flawlessly, river traffic, water boats, you name it. So it's going to become a driving that was part of community benefit agreement. And a matter of fact, most of the items we got up there, community benefit agreements. And even setting the AMI, because we had discussion at our meeting about, you know, a person that uses 89% AMI can't afford none of this $500,000 stuff you see going on around in West Tampa. And so, you know, really, there's a market for 30% AMI. We're taking care of that. Well, that's Section 8, you know. So where that's at, which is, this doesn't get there, it's close, but it doesn't get on. And that's why we're pushing for more, instead of knocking everything down to rehab what we got. If a lot of people can't afford to own, but maybe they can pay for what's happening, they can't even afford the rent. So we're trying to get a program to have a rental rehab, so we can keep some of these old homes, so we can have them renovated, but the owner will give them some money to rent them to renovate the rent. But the deal is you get the money if you keep the rent low to like a Section 8 person. So we don't gentrify and run out of here, but even rent now, let alone what they're talking about, the rent now is, even these apartments, the rent now is
One of our first projects, Mary Bethune.
huh?
One of our first projects, Mary Bethune.
Yeah, that's the seniors. I'm a senior myself.
Give
So,
me that.
I'm a senior, I don't look at the own senior. But I'm just saying that because related is just one project here at Rome Yard. We've got West River, and it's not built out yet. There will be, the other thing, this is a major dynamic change for West Tampians. The other big dynamic, we're gonna have a brand new, for the first time in 30, 40 years, an urban school called Justin Stewart. We don't have to wait to name it. They couldn't change the name the way we did the deal. Judge Stewart gonna be right back there. Oh, he got some brick when they knocked down the old lake because they didn't get a suit, but the gym gonna stay there. But we're gonna have a brand new $75 million school. They're over there building it now. I gotta meet with somebody in the morning and talk about it. In the morning, we're gonna be talking, they're bringing back Judge Stewart, supposedly pre-K through 8th grade, and then you walk across the street and go to Blake. This will be the only school community where you can go from pre-K and walk across the stage to get a high school diploma from high school without ever having to leave the neighborhood, to be bussed around. And that was one of the main things I wanted to keep. Yeah, they talk about, oh, they're going to sell Blake, but they don't sell Blake on the river. That ain't going to happen. Matter of fact, we've enhanced it. We have the only high school facility in the state of Florida, probably in the nation, where we have a professional women's soccer team. Y'all don't go over there, I don't go over there, but they got a professional women's soccer team play there every night, every other night they got over there. That's happening over here on the west side. And then finally for the children, because my thing is, I'm getting all this happening for the grandchild, I thought this had this 2 weeks ago. One of the other things is, just take more about children and stuff. Over there, right across the way, thanks Mr. Lorenzo back here, we negotiated, I pushed the pressure with the NFL alumni and the housing authority, very generous, to put a $300,000 obstacle course, an NFL obstacle course, so kids want to, hey, you want to run the 40, let's see how fast you can go with that light they won't put there, we try to keep up with it. Let you get over there and go to some of those activities that they have in the combine that they're going to have to draft, and they have in the draft right now, tonight. So they wanted to have that, they had one for like exercise for the children in the neighborhood. Okay? So we're going to have more children coming out, so we can build them more farms. Now that's just up here. That's coming out
very serious in a few months.
huh? Yeah, I'm saying, I'm just informing people because, you know, a lot of people say, well, what's going on? Well, now you get out of bag. When they saw that big tall building over there, they want to know what's going on. So when they didn't see that now, they didn't down the city council, y'all ain't doing it. But a lot of financing and a lot of getting stuff done, going through the process, going through, so I understand it. But now that they see that, oh, it's going to happen. And you'll see more people that's going to happen. So I'm just letting the community know that you don't just have Rome Yard, you don't just have West River, you got a brand new school going, you got a cultural center going to come with the Rome Yard. Maybe if Mrs. Myers, you act together, you might have an African-American cultural center if they can get a deal done with the city to get rid of the reverted clause. And then you're going to have improvement on Rome Avenue. And you're already seeing improvements within the neighborhood. And a lot of the programs that we have with the West Campus, CRA, I We just budgeted, somewhere around $8 million last night. We spent a lot of money to get that West River Walk almost with our last installment this year, and then that's gonna free up money for other things, for infrastructure, for us to do. Hence, we're looking at getting this building going, because if the city not gonna come out the general fund, then what we decided is we're gonna enhance our community. We ain't waiting on the city, because we waited on the city to do Ray Park, and if we start cities, it will still not be done. So that's what we're doing, Main Street. You see how we got that paved, we quit bill, got it striped up, like the park. I feel announced that liquor store up there, getting ready to get sold. And people buying it saying they don't want no liquor store up there, and we don't want nothing like that crossing that park. We're gonna redo that park up there. That was, everybody called the Redden Park. That park was gonna get done. And we're gonna update our study, our community development plan, so we can do all this stuff with all this money we get. So that was just some of the things, and I came to tell you that, 'cause I got another meeting to run to, but to tell you that, so if your business, get the information, that's what they also did tell you, they have, I think 1,900 square feet, not that much, 2,000. Well, they're supposed to have for like a bookstore or some small place like that at a reduced market rate, right? You see them shaking head? So that is something else. So, but that's why they have these meetings. So you need to talk to these people and let them know they'd be interested and try to figure out what the cost is going to be for that. Because I don't think they set the numbers yet, but this stuff costs a lot of money to do. But because the city put the land up, and because we went through that whole process over and over, this is a dream come true to me. Okay, and then of course the other aspect is the crime. I mean, we just had a murder of 1,000 feet miles on another street. So gunfire is rapid around here, especially with these young people. So that's why we want to try to get some of this stuff done. Try to get some of these parks done. So try to get these schools built. Try to get the amenities here. Try to keep them up. Can't so like this lady says, so the children, the gymnasium, so they could use it and take that frustration out on the ball, the bat, or something else, but not on a human being, and give them some idea of leadership, participation. I don't know about the swimming pool, but it's still there. I hope it don't go nowhere, but it's real hot right now. It didn't go one back in that fall. So hopefully we'll keep the swimming pool. Not that we want to go to swimming pool to jump. So anyway, that's what I got to say tonight. I hate to cut myself short, but y'all know me. I'm not gonna move around. But this has not been an easy pull to get these people to get what you see out there doing at that level. Okay, but we got papers, as the song said, I got papers. We got a community benefit that's locked, stopped, down. They got it. They came in here, they found over, everybody said it was moving slow, what's happening, reporting, everybody down there, oh, they ain't doing it anymore. It takes time to put together these complex deals during these times that we got going on here.
I think if you look out there over the last few months, you see how much slow down.
Yeah, no, you feel it, I know, you wrote it down, so I'm just going to say, if they don't do it, I stay right down the street, so I check them on every day, I go by the Rich on the river, but you also know, like you see these other trailers, that's not them, that's the other group, that's
Castle.
That's Pascal. They're the ones doing the West River Bill, the West Law. And you'll see that, you start seeing it coming around, you start seeing sidewalk, you're going to start seeing right along the way, right for that track, you're going to start seeing a trail coming through there. It's going to pick up where it ends at Blake, and it's going to come around with Stewart and where just along the river. So you're going to have plenty of views of the river around here, including some of the stuff they're doing here. You're going to have river views. And that's something that we want because this area is a slum and blight area according to the definition of, I know some people don't think that, but it's a slum and blight area. But now we're getting everybody want to come up here, everybody want to get involved. But our mission is to make sure that the low income, medium income, and one of the best parts, we was blessed by God Almighty because they did to see, hey, let's get the projects knocked down and bring back something to people. And one of the main bills, I'm gonna shut up and go after that, so I know y'all come to get in, but you know, was that we didn't want to be a food desert. We didn't want to be all these stores around here ripping and hands, you know, selling all this other stuff. So we negotiated, and Mr. Paris, I never forget, said, now whispered in and said, you do this stuff? The guy said, you know, I'm gonna take a look at it. Man, come on, man, you got the deal, you got West River, you got Long Dark, and you got the colors down. And they have people of color down there, and they have students down working there. And they trained over a year at another college. So you know that they trained before they got there at another college. One down there by Tax Street and another. So that's what I want to see. Okay? I want to see that coming with you. I want to see people make some money, because I told them I don't want to dime nothing. And I do understand on nothing is wrong, y'all. I had to commit to do that. I told them that. I told everybody that. I don't need nothing. I work on something else. I go to school now. I'm working on that. So that's what's going on. And I think that's positive for the community. And us old people at my age, you want to see something happen before we go on to keep. Right? All right, that's all I got to say. I got
Everyone, well, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Anything else? Anyone?
On the units that you had listed for the AMI,
Yeah.
you had 53 at 20 and
Yeah.
another. Are those specific units in that building, or are those
They're,
different levels, or are they just on the first floor?
no, they're all going to be throughout the building. So
So
it's,
they're built to that specifications of that. So
Government,
if you pay,
it's gonna look the same.
it's going to all the same.
So we'll go down a little bit from the lower.
Okay,
Right.
that's what I'm asking.
So what's the person paying?
So the one at 140 gets the same type of unit as one at 20? Okay.
Yes.
So it's equal.
Yes, same rate.
Thank you.
If I may, I don't do this very often, but I'm thinking back on when Joe Robinson said, my name's Williams. We have a small video production company. I'm at the almost going our project. I had a hard time with it at first. I thought talk to them, it turns out that it was going really slow. But what happened is they had a lot of turnover in staff. And even though I had a contract 5 years ago, I never got pulled in. To talk to them, I actually got, I hate to say the word, but I got an apology from a lady because they didn't utilize our services. And we talked about it, renegotiate everything. I'm now starting on this job, ready for my second session of work on this job coming up in a week or two or so. And I worked with Lady before, another project, Housing Authority project, and related directly in Orlando. And what I've seen over the years, many years now, the whole Main Street project, all those, Boom, Renaissance, all of that, they've been really good to everybody I've talked to. I haven't had any complaints from any other subcontractors. So I'm all for it. I appreciate the honesty they came with no him hauling around. They just told me what happened. Sorry we did this. Sorry we didn't figure out. Let's go ahead and make it happen. They did. I'm on the job working now. So I'm all for it.
everyone, if there's no more questions, well, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm happy to invite you guys.
When is the completion of this phase?
The one under construction, July of next year,
July?
2027.
That's when the next phase will start?
No, that's, she just asked when the career phase of construction is going to be finished. It's going to be finished in July of next year.
The other one started this year.
Sorry.
The other one's starting this year, this summer.
Oh, that's the townhouse?
No, it's sort of like that. The next building is that long one.
The long one.
This one, kind of along Oregon Ave. This is phase
That's
4.
gonna start.
This summer. And this one here should be done next summer, July of 2027.
All right.
retail throughout actually the entire development. So even at the base of currently Road 3A, we have some retail. At phase 4, we have some retail. We're also going to have some retail at the garage, and also at the other phases of the